What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Breathe the Diva, and today we're going to be talking about sterile processing. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how I passed my CRCST test and the steps that I used to study and how did I achieve passing the test within a year. All right, so I have been working as a sterile processing technician for almost 2 years now. It's a crazy story, y'all. So originally my field of work was social work. I went to school for 4 years. I graduated with a bachelor's in social work degree. At the time, I was just like, I don't feel like I want to work with people with mental health. I had just had a baby and I just didn't want that extra stress on top of dealing with my own mental health as well. So when we moved to Virginia, I was like, oh, let me just apply for this job. It don't look too bad, don't look too stressful. Actually got into it and loved it. So on the job description, it did say that you needed to pass the certification within a year. Me, I wasn't worrying about it because I was like, this is just a foot in the door, I just want to get in here and maybe I'll eventually do social work in the hospital. End up getting in the field and loving it. So I passed my test probably within like 11 months, almost. I think it was close to 12 months. When did I get it? I got it in, let's see, my certification says 7/15 and I started 6/14. So probably about 13 months to pass. Yeah, so it took me a little minute to go ahead and pass my test. I wasn't in a rush at the time as well because I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do or not. And then when you have kids, I feel like you can't really just sit and study. Like I had a lot going on at the time. So, I would have my kid and then me trying to study on the side. All I'm going to say is this book right here. This is going to be your best friend right here. This is the Isham book, which is now known as HSPA. They still sell these books on Amazon. My job actually provided the regular book and the workbook. So I got the study book and the workbook. This right here is how you're going to pass your test. This right here. Now I felt like a lot of it was hands-on when I went to go sit for my test. A lot of the questions was based off your experience, but I feel like most of the questions is going to be really provided by these workbook questions. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering, how did I get in this field? Now, I went to school for social work for 4 years. So this field is totally new for me. I never worked in healthcare before. So this is completely new. When I tell you brand spanking new, almost like a fish out of water. I didn't know what I was doing. The interview process was pretty much easy. I just went in there and at the time it was because of COVID. I was, just being myself and, they offered me the position. So I took it and got in there. I really was like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. And then as time went on, as I started to learn, I was like, okay, this is not too bad. I love the hands-on experience. Now, it took me almost, I want to say a year. Now, they said we had to get the certification within a year. They really wasn't requiring it, but me, I wanted to get my certification. My job also provided a book for me. I feel like if you are trying to get your certification in this field, you definitely need the book. Now, some people take courses online. They also have like hands-on programs that you can sign up for, but definitely you need this workbook. So the book I got is the Isham, which is the 8th edition, which is called Central Service Technician Manual. It was called Isham. Yeah, I can't talk. But now it's called HSPA. It's the same thing. It's just a new company, I guess, that took over, or they just changed the name. So my job provided with the manual and the workbook. When I tell y'all, This is the most important thing that you need in the field. Now, I know a coworker of mine, she said she actually took the program, but her instructor basically just had them go chapter by chapter and self-paced learn everything. That's what I did. Now, they do offer at my job, like they have online classes where you can take it online, but at the time I didn't know anything about it. So I studied this for a year. Now, I feel like I could have got it faster, but I have a son, I have a kid, I'm not coming home just not doing anything and studying. Like, I will come home, fix dinner, bathe my son, and then get a little study time in. I feel like if you manage your time, you definitely can achieve it within a year. It's not hard. If you don't have any kids, you might can achieve it within 6 months. I feel like this is the answer. Now, I know some of you are asking, do you need that 400 hours hands-on experience before you can sit for your exam? You do not need the 400 hours before you sit for the exam. You just need that 400 hours before they give you your certificate saying that you are certified. Me, I already had the 400 hours before I applied. So which made the process even smoother. So I went to isham.com, which is hspa.com. I went through the website, and then they had it to where they reached out to the manager, just basically verifying my hours. Now, it was easy because I had already worked for almost a year and I had those hours. After that, they reached out to me saying that, hey, you can go ahead and schedule for your exam. Okay, so when I went into the exam, y'all, I was so nervous this day. Like, I made sure I was out on vacation and I went and I took the test. And my husband, y'all, had to drive me because I was just so nervous. I was just like, oh, please, babe, please. So I went to sit for the test. Pretty much 150 questions. Oh, and one more thing. I did buy Exam Edge. I did, y'all. I bought Exam Edge. I don't feel like Exam Edge helped me. So if anybody's thinking about using Exam Edge, I would not waste the money. Me personally. It may have worked for other people, but Exam Edge is so tedious. I feel like I learn better by reading the book and doing the questions. So if you're a type of person that like you learn that way, I would suggest you read the book and the manual and the workbook. Now, if you're a person that kind of learn with just by answering questions and not reading to learn, then I would say Exam Edge is for you. But yeah, y'all, I felt like it didn't help me. So I just wanted to put that in there. So when I went to go take my exam, they are the real deal. Even though it's really small, like you go through this company called Prometrics, and when you're there is like different people who are taking different exams. Like I had met this lady, she was actually taking an exam to be a teacher or some type of certification to be a teacher. Which I thought was cool, don't think you're going to get in there and be cheating off people's tests, because you're not. So, when you get in, they tell you no phones, any of your personal belongings, you got to put in your locker. Y'all, they even check my glasses. Like when I tell you, they're making sure that you don't have something in here where that can read the test, or somebody's in your ear. Y'all, they don't play. They do not play. So don't think you're going to come over there with the answers written up on your arm or on your shoulders or whatever. They not having it. So the test was time. I think it was about 3 hours. I think they gave about 3 hours. I think I took 2 hours to take the test. I think it's 3. I think I took about an hour and a half or 2 hours to take the test. And the whole time, y'all, my husband. Yeah, so the whole time, y'all, he in the car. Now, after you finish, they will tell you pass or fail. So I was so nervous, y'all. It was questions that I had to skip over and come back to. But it's like once I skipped over them and I came back, it almost came immediately to me. Like I actually had time to look at it and process. I would suggest that too. If you get hung up on a question If you don't know it at the moment, skip it and come back. You can always come back to it before you submit your test. From there, when I submitted it, y'all, I got passed. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was like, yes, let's go. Let's go. So then y'all played a little joke on my husband. So I came back out and I was just like, I failed. And he was just like, oh, he was like, you lying. I was like, no, I failed for real. He was just like, it's all right, baby. He was like, you gonna study and you gonna come back. I was like, psych, I pass. But yeah, y'all, like, that was just like the highlight. Even though it's like, some people, it's like a little certification. Like, to me, anything that you have to study for a year, almost close to 2 years, it's nothing little. Anything that you gotta study for real over 6 months is nothing little to me. So I was so excited, and then as my job, I am the team lead. So I feel like as a team lead, you kind of got to set that example that, hey, I got my certification, encourage others to get that certification. Once it comes in the mail, y'all, it took a little minute to come in the mail, I'm not gonna lie. But once your certification comes in the mail, it do come with a little pendant. Now, I don't use the pendant because there's nowhere really to put it. And then I didn't want to put it on my badge and it get lost or something like that. So I don't carry that around. But y'all, look at my certification. I had to frame it, y'all. Now, this is a certification that you will get. As you can see, Breathe the Diva on it. It's like Brianna Thornton. And it's through the Healthcare Sterile Processing Association, which was known for, ISHM. It tells you your certificate ID, your expiration date, and the president, the director, all of that. It also tells you like the expiration date, which is telling you like when you need to renew it. Now, I have already did my credits for my renewal for next year. So when they roll around, I'll be ready. It's actually a girl that's at my job. She actually helped me with getting my credits. It is a website called Beyond Clean and some more websites that you can go and get your certification credits. Yeah, y'all, so that's pretty much it, about me getting my certification, what tips I use. I also use Quizlet as well. They have different websites where you can go online and take different tests. I feel like that was kind of helpful, but I feel like the most thing that's going to really help is your manual and your workbook. Like, this is what's going to help you. Like I said, they do sell them on Amazon. They are pretty expensive on Amazon. They're almost like $200, I believe, for like both of them. I don't know if they have the used versions or not, but they do sell these on Amazon. You can check with your local library as well. They may have them, they may not. At the library, they may be like the older edition, but this is the newest edition, which is the 8th edition. Yeah, guys. If you have any more questions that you would like to know, anything that you would want me to talk about concerning sterile processing, I am the girl for you. Okay. Yeah, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks again for watching Breathe the Diva.